May is all but behind us now, so you only have a few days to pick up the latest free offering on the PlayStation Network, Tabletop Racing World Tour. Available not only on PS4 but on Steam from the 26th of May, and on all of your favourite mobile devices already, Tabletop Racing is the love child of the Micro Machines franchise, where you race around pleasantly rendered 3D tracks made out of everyday objects that your minuscule racers have to avoid. Mixed in with the racing is a small selection of pickups ranging from oil slicks and missiles through to speed boosts. My favourite of these was a ray of frost, which can turn your competitors into blocks of ice as you whiz past them. This is one of the few pickups that actually can affect more than one player at a time and can really give a boost in rankings if you use it wisely. Solo play consists of racing around the available tracks as you take part in various races, timed trials and tests of skill. All of this whilst earning coins that allow you to upgrade your vehicle or buy new ones, although there's little difference in many of the vehicles in each class, so you can really choose the ones you like the look of most and not be at a distinct disadvantage. Beyond fighting the AI for trophies or participating in the special events, the game does have a fairly good multiplayer function which allows the host to set up the track and options how they want and allows players from the rest of the network to join their games. Like many new games now, I think TTR World Tour would suffer somewhat if it didn't have this feature, as it does bring a lot of fun to the game and a little less predictability to boot. Another function of the multiplayer allows for players to use cars that they have not purchased to take part in some of the races. This means the multiplayer option is open to people at every skill level, and some of them may surprise you. I would say that the multiplayer is a reason to get this game alone, but connection problems can significantly hamper your enjoyment, as it seems a lot of lag can be entered into the game fairly easily. Overall, Tabletop Racing World Tour is a pretty good game, and one that I think most people will find enjoyable. I like the allusions to the Micro Machines franchise, as well as the names and models of the cars which, because they're unlicensed, don't quite look like their real-life counterparts, but are fun nonetheless. Here's where the unfortunate comparisons have to be drawn, of course. The game is nowhere near as fun or quirky as some of the other combat races out there. Mario Kart often springs to mind when you look at games like this, and unfortunately it is just more fun. It's got more spirit than TTR. Then of course there's Rocket League, a game where you can't upgrade your cars other than cosmetically, but it is remarkably fun, and the car has much better controls. Something that did bug me in TTR was the lack of a handbrake turn. Another issue with TTR is the lack of different locations. There's currently 5, although each location does contain several different tracks, meaning there are 20 circuits to learn. One of these tracks is even endorsed by Yo Sushi, which isn't the corporate advertising that you might expect. It's fun to race around the restaurant, much like some of the tracks from the old Micro Machines games. I'm not sure that these comparisons are really fair on TTR, which is the little racer that could. Finishing high in races is often a case of knowing your car and knowing your lines. There's a lot here that would enthuse a player of a more classical racing game, maybe on their day off. Despite its flaws, Tabletop Racing World Tour is a good little game. It might not be one that you play every single day, but it's great to pick up and zoom around in. And the multiplayer really does make for some fun. If you don't own any other racing game, then I would recommend picking this one up. It's not something that you have to spend hours on, and if nothing else, the interaction with the environment makes this a lot of fun.